We're here with Strike King Pro James Niggemeyer, and James, originally from the West Coast, now from Texas. And I asked you a question a couple minutes ago about the culture of frogs and toads. It's universal. It sounds like pretty much anywhere you go, they will work.
Absolutely. You know, coming from California, where Bobby Barrack really popularized hollow-bodied frogs, and around the Delta and Clear Lake area, I already had been privy to that understanding of how they fish those types of baits. Coming to Texas, now living in Texas for 10 plus years, I work those baits the same way, and even as I moved to Texas, that's when toads became really popular. They were kind of a secondary, kind of generation after the hollow-bodied frogs, and both work really well, and sometimes at the same time, and sometimes you need one over the other. And I definitely would like to talk about some of the times when I've reached for one over the other. Obviously, here's a hollow-bodied frog. This is the KVD Sexy Frog, and they call it a hollow body because you can compress that body, and it keeps the bait buoyant on top of the water. It's got the tentacles out the back, or the legs, so to speak. And when I really like to throw a frog like this, a hollow bodied style frog, I like to throw it. I look at this as a target oriented bait because it tends to work better in slower presentation. Now I've caught them moving it fast, but this is a bait that I like to throw around maybe a point in the grass, around a piece of wood, and it even works in open water, where along banks and different things like that. But this is a bait that I don't generally move very fast. This is going to draw a fish that's more reluctant to want to chase something, and you can work it and kind of just coax them and really kind of taunt them and get them to come up and just blow up on this baby. So this is what I like to use around vegetation, and even in open water, heavy cover, over lily pads, grass, anything like that, that'll really stay in the strike zone longer and really get those fish to commit. Now the toad, this is a Strike King rage toad, and these guys unlock and they catch water, and they really make like a buzzing sound, like a mini buzzbait style sound. But you run an offset wide gap hook with that, and you throw it out there, and it's, like I said, it's like a mini buzzbait. This is the lure that I'm going to reach for when the fish are more chasing. You see some times of the year when they want movement. They want to have, especially in the fall of the year, the shad's moving and skittering across the top of the water. They don't seem to want a stationary presentation. They want something with a lot of movement, and the toad is something that I'll go for. Another time, in the spring times, both are good, because sometimes they don't want a lot of movement and they're not aggressive. Post frontal, you can get these fish to really get this to hang in front of them for a while. Then other days they're really aggressive and chasing, overcast day, and I'm moving this toad really fast, just ripping it and keeping a steady retrieve, and those tails are gurgling as they come across the water and draw some explosive strikes. But toads are absolutely one of my favorite ways to catch them. It catches a lot of big bass. I can throw this anywhere. I can throw this anywhere I'd throw a buzzbait, but also anywhere I'd throw a hollow-bodied frog, because it's completely weedless, like this is, and I can throw it in pads, I can throw it in grass, and I can throw it, like I said, just in open water down riprap if I want to. But typically what I like to think about in recap is slower moving presentation, cover a lot of water, and times when the fish actually prefer one or the other, I make sure that I'm choosing the right lure for the given day.